Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Reverend Donna Seraphina. I am a spiritualist reverend and a psychic medium. If you're new to my channel, please make sure before you leave to check out my video page where I have successfully proven myself time and time again on multiple unsolved homicides. And I'm hoping that you join me to have a little bit more lighthearted readings that are fun and interesting. If you're slightly skeptical, don't worry today about whether this is real or not real. Just know that it was very real for me last night when I asked my guides if they could show me about Bigfoot. They not only showed me about Bigfoot, they took me there and put me right in the middle of a Bigfoot community. And this is what my reading was about. So I hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoyed the experience. Okay, so I'm seeing a Bigfoot, and I'm seeing the little army base, the underground entrance to the army base. So maybe the Bigfoots are allowed to, maybe they're allowed to kill some, or maybe they're allowed to sell them. If they could capture them, they could sell them to the army base and for whatever it is Bigfoots want. Like, I wonder what they eat. Bigfoot. Bigfoot. Oh, what's with the big feet? This is neither bear nor wolf nor caveman. It's like its own species. A variation from a gorilla. I have to look at some of its... Does it have the ability to climb up trees, like have the kind of digits or hands or whatever that gorillas have where they can climb up trees? But the footprints that people have gotten from them, I don't know if that indicates. Those are probably different. It's like they're showing me the hands being where you can just like literally hold on to the branches and climb up like really fast. And they could just sit up there. I want to see how they live. Somewhat in groups, like they come, I don't know about live in groups, but kind of in a way there's like a town. It's not like a town like we have a whole town, but it's a cluster where they're going in and out of there for whatever reason. You know, whether it's to bring something, trade for food, or you know what I mean? It's like a central cluster, and they're just constantly coming and going from there. Yeah, so the female one in the cluster, she might cook. It's like I was thinking she might clean, but they wouldn't have clothes, so maybe she cleans the tablecloth. That's funny. So some Bigfoot might bring an animal there for everyone to eat, and then she might cook it, and then they might sit there eating and stuff. So they might share that way, like if one killed a moose or something, then they might bring it to that place, and then everyone would share it. And obviously the person, or the, not person, but Bigfoot that killed it would, get the massive amount, but all of them would share, the rest equally, and still the amount, it's not more than, it's enough to feed everyone, but because they all share with that. I'm not saying they would never eat something on their own. I'm just saying this is what they're doing here. Okay, so I'm seeing a little boy And the little boy has a brown and yellow kind of striped shirt. That the stripes are horizontal and they're pretty thin. Like, maybe a 1/4 inch thin or something. Might be one other color, brown, yellow, and I don't know, like a rust red, thinner stripe or something, and then some beige or whatever. That's his shirt. So that, that much detail, then it could help to identify someone, but I don't know. Someone else would know that who heard it, Okay, so they could give me something like that, and it's for one person or something like that, or two people, what I mean. Okay, so we don't worry about if we don't know things. Okay, so let's just go on about these Bigfoots. Okay, so I'm walking around in the middle, but the lady that cooks for everyone sees me, and I think I better get approval, because I'm quite sure they can go in and out of our dimension. That's what it is, just like the reptilians do. So, Earth, humans, this isn't the right numbers, but just figure, say humans can see, say that scientists can measure like 1 to 1,000 of different kinds of rays, different kinds of colors, different kinds of things that we don't see with our naked eye. And humans are maybe 7 to 20, or maybe some humans are like 7 to 11 or something like that. It's like not that many. I think 7 colors, or, it's just humans actually have a low range of perception. And right outside of our perception is Bigfoot and reptilians as well. I don't see them interacting here, so I'm going to be sticking with the Bigfoot because I want to learn about them. But I did have an experience with a reptilian, and he taught me a lot. He taught me things I never even thought about before. And there's dimensions. There's whole, what you would call an ecosystem in this more denser world. There's whole ecosystems of interacting entities outside of our dimension. And some of them can cross over into our dimension a little bit. Okay? So understand that. That's why you could see it and then it could disappear. And it could come back. So why you wouldn't ever want to taunt them is because you won't win. Because they can be invisible to you and go right on the other side of you and you wouldn't even know. Till it's too late. Like, And reptilians are the same way. So, we share the same atmosphere. That's what the reptilian told me. Figure out what it means yourself. No, there's an atmosphere around Earth. And what that reptilian was this was 2018, and I have my lecture I gave at church about it. But the reptilian said that we share the same atmosphere, and if humans kill the atmosphere, then the Earth will become uninhabitable for everyone, not just who you see in the dense world. That's a real problem. It was like a crisis. He called it a climate crisis. And I, for one, have felt they've used the whole climate thing as manipulation. So for me to say that and repeat that, I'm repeating what that reptilian expressed. In fact, I think that's why he was willing to come through and give me the time of day. But that's a different story, because tonight we're trying to see about, I was just kind of got off on a tangent because, okay, I'm back like where this little, let me just call it a village. But please don't get off on technical terms or the proper word or what village means. It's just this cluster thing. So anyway, so the woman, the female, I mean, she's not a woman, but she's a female. She sees me. She's watching me, like she's not taking her eyes off me. So that's why I'm going to just go up to her and see if it's all right for me to be there and learn about them. And if it's not, then I'll go, you know. But okay, just a minute. Okay, so I'm kind of bowing to her. I'm not like a god, not like that, but just like, I acknowledge and respect you to her. And, what I would like to do is learn a little bit about your culture and you or your people or group. And when I say people, I could mean any kind of entity. Okay, but anyways, okay, let's just see. What I want is I want to see the Bigfoots, and I want to, like, learn about them without getting hurt. I don't want to be, like, seen as, I don't want to get snatched. And I'm asking my spirit guides then especially for protection is like, only if this is for the, highest good as far as not a trick or anything like that. And I'm asking the lady, I will ask her, just see what she says. So she's telling me that I need to go down, it seems like a little bit of a hallway type of thing. It might be like a cave thing. I don't know. It might be like it might be like half cave and then this ivy grows over it, or not ivy, but just some kind of greenery. But anyway, okay, so there's a leader guy that I need to go see, she says, for permission about this. So I'm going into their, I feel like saying lair. I'm going into their lair. I'm going to see if the Bigfoot leader will teach us about them. So I'm going past different, these ones look like reptilians that I was just walking past. That's so weird for them to be in the same area. But I'm going in and there's guards. So I'm communicating with them telepathically about, can I go and ask if it's okay to learn about you guys. He's really big. He's really big. So now I am kneeling like you would in front of a king. Then. So he communicates telepathically. So I'm communicating that I've come to ask him, would it be okay to assign somebody to help me learn about Bigfoot? And also I could bring back messages from what they think, what they want to say or whatever. In return, I have that to offer. So there's like a keeper of the records. That's who they're going to have me meet with right now. And it's really weird because I know that they're like, they live in the woods, but it's like they have quite a thing set up. I mean, it looks like he's like, I mean, I think we're in a different tunnel. Well, I know we are in a different tunnel. But there is actual books that he like writes in, like things that happen, like a whole history. They write the books. That's so interesting. Let me see if he has a name, and let me just see what they say. His name might be Neva. I don't know for sure though. They essentially have no interest in interacting with humans. They have no interest. They show me they are here before the humans came onto this land. Wherever we are. He shows me they were here before. Oh. And they retreated back into the woods because they're not interested at all in interacting with humans. And that would be part of my message back to in exchange of what he's showing me. He's showing me a really pale yellow color. It's almost like super pale yellow frosting or something. So, I hate to say this, but it feels like they would eat a human just like they would eat any other meat. It's nothing personal. They can jump really far. He's showing me running and jumping. It's almost like a leap. It's like they can jump really far at one time. They're fast. They can run on two legs really fast, he's showing me. They like the way they survive. So, I think that's in contrast to where humans would want to be, like in a house with walls and stuff like that. Where they show me in that cluster, and then you go under, it's like you go under this overhang, but then you end up in the tunnels, and they have quite an elaborate thing there. Which they're showing me again. Why was there 3 reptilians for guards? Very interesting. So these particular 3 reptilians, maybe I shouldn't talk about them, because then if there was some special arrangement for something, I don't know, I don't want to get tangled up in their stuff, but okay, let's let that go. He's showing me kind of a shape. It's like if you were drawing and then you went down, like you were drawing an upside down E. And it's scarlet color. Yeah, so they would eat humans just like they would eat, a moose or whatever. Very matter of fact. It's not, oh, we hate humans, let's go hunt a human. It's just, we're hungry. Oh, look, there's a human. There's someone walking right there in the open. I could just grab them and we could have dinner. Okay, so now I'm with the guy, and we're in you could call it Hall of Records, you could call it a library, you could call it whatever you want, but it's just one tunnel with one, it's not super wide, it's like, there's rows of shelves, and there's rows of these books where he writes in hands, in handwriting. Like, he takes it out, and the paper's made, it's really neat paper. It's made of something natural. Everything's natural, but it's like pretty advanced more than you would think. And he writes stuff. Like if so-and-so unions with so-and-so, and they have this offspring, and there was this, engagement, I guess. Massacre, engagement. I think they mean some kind of interaction that was a negative, like they had to fight or something like that in a group. Like 6 or 7 of them. So that's when they go, ooh, ooh, like that. They go, woo, woo, woo. And then, something like that. And then that means he's calling all the other ones. And all the other ones will come running there. And it's like, oh man. If there's someone messing with them, they do not like that. And they're just gonna be toast. Because they can make themselves outside of the range of physical and then back in. You just don't have a chance, not to mention the fact that they're like twice as big or whatever. I don't mean they're 12 feet tall. Are they 12 feet tall? They're just very large. And 6 or 7 of them will gang up then. So that's how they operate. So if you're in the woods and you see the branches crossed, right? Like on the Bigfoot TV show or whatever. And then you hear them go, woo, woo, woo. You better turn around and leave. Turn around and leave. Do not mess with them. And just hope they're not hungry so you can get out of there. So it feels like there's only two reasons that I'm seeing where they would kill a human would be for food if they're hungry, or if the human was transgressing on their property. And they do put branches across the forest, allegedly, and I believe that's true, and I feel that that's true. Where they don't want you to cross, and then they'll make that noise, and it's like, you better listen, because they're just calling all their friends and saying, hey, we have an intruder. And things will go down. Okay. So, I called them Neva. I feel like calling Beon. But I don't know. Anyways, we won't call him anything. We'll call him the keeper of the records. And so he's showing me about this, what he called it, kind of an engagement. I think that's what he called it. He was showing me that. So I'm getting, so I'm not seeing, so far, I mean, he could show me that, but I'm not, what I'm not seeing is I'm not seeing them stalking humans for the purpose of killing them for fun. That would not be normal behavior of Bigfoot. And the only 2 reasons I'm seeing is for food or for that one invading their space. Let's see if the Bigfoot will show me anymore. Another story. So they're showing me this one Bigfoot, and it's like he's sitting up in a tree and he's eating some kind of fruits or whatever and probably throwing the pit on the ground, or he's throwing some part of it on the ground, but a human walks underneath and he's bored. So he like throws something at the human and then makes so the human can't see him, and then he throws something at the human. And then, now he like goes to the end of the branch and, starts making noises because he thinks it's funny to scare the human so the human will run away or whatever. And he's not hungry and he's not being infringed on. He's just bored, but he's not killing the human then. And so the guy in the Hall of Records, that's one story he's showing me, and he's showing me that it's a particular Bigfoot. So the feeling that I have is, I don't know if they all act that way, or it's like this particular one gets bored and thinks it's funny to do that, or I don't know, funny, but he amuses himself to do that or something like that. Kelly about this, what they say. See what he said. They seem to like to go higher up where they can see. So he's showing me the doors to the underground military base or whatever. They know, maybe heat-seeking goggles. They might be able to get a little wisp of the Bigfoot on there, like energy moving with heat-seeking goggles. They've got drone footage of them. But see, generally speaking, the Bigfoot are not interested in human interaction. They're just not interested. So there's it feels like it's not an agreement written in stone or something. It's more like knowing that, then as long as the military ones are not infringed on, then they also give the distance to the Bigfoots. So it's like an unspoken way things are working in the situation where he's showing me right now. I don't know if every situation's like that. There have been some skirmishes, obviously, but generally speaking, okay, he's showing me the book again. So every time he shows me the book, he shows me a new scene, a different scene or something like that. Yeah, I want to keep going. So he's showing me like a cave where, like, if they get hurt, the other ones will take care of them, while they rest till they get better. So they're advanced enough. I mean, I think they looked at me like, what? They feel that they're more advanced than us for sure, even though they live how they live in nature or whatever. And they have ones that they have a place where they could all rest, where if they're needing medical assistance. That's why they would put somebody at the top of a hill, is because the person annoyed them. And then they want to scare enough people so that people don't invade their space. I think for tonight that's all I'll do, but I want to do a little more, and I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. Okay, and I'll see if I can contact the same one to continue showing me stories, because every time he opens the book and shows a page, it's like a whole new story. It's pretty cool. So thank you very much. All right. Thank you for being here. Okay, bye. I want to thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this reading about Bigfoot. I'll definitely be doing more. I find them very fascinating, especially now that I've seen them and they've allowed me into their group. So stay tuned for that. And please check out my video page to see the wide range of unsolved mystery, unsolved missing children, and unsolved homicides that I've worked on. All right. If you'd like to support my work, I do have a GoFundMe, and there's links below for that kind of thing. All right. Take care very much. I appreciate you very much. And I love you guys. Spread love everywhere. All right. Bye-bye.